Okay. So, I'm going to be analyzing the CD cover of Robin Hood. Now, this CD cover, first thing I noticed immediately is the color and value of it. It's a darker value cover, especially this side of it. And the primary colors that I see are complementary colors on the color wheel. They are blue and orange. It's almost a 50-50 split on this side between them. It's sort of a split going diagonally, which was an interesting choice. I think was really well made. It's got a dark, grungier tone because of the dark values, and it also has a very grandiose, like epic scale feel because of the fire and the little lens flares everywhere, as well as that dynamic like slash change, like the change that cuts across the center line or the diagonal center line of the front cover over here. Now, other than that, I see a lot of leading lines, so I'll just go over a few of them that I see. These arrows that are sort of slicing through the air are indicating towards the important faces on the cover. So this one that's right on Taron Egerton's face is sort of framing it and making it a little bit distinct from Jamie Foxx's back here. He has his own framing arrows though, and it doesn't like cut across his face, or at least not the important part of his face. It's like over his head. He has a couple more framing arrows indicating towards him, and then she does as well, but not as many. And then of course this guy, and that's an image that would draw people in, so we have a couple arrows surrounding that, and it's also more of a point of contrast amidst the fire, being that they have dark hair and darker skin than the flames. So the arrows are also leading towards the title. There's 3 arrows pointing towards the title, and then just their whole I guess composition in how they're placed also is indicating downward towards here where we read the title. So it's sort of like an upside down triangle. If you look at it, if we were to sketch the points from between all their heads, it's like an arrow tip, because it's wider up here, and then they sort of get cut off by the flames and lead down until there's only the point of his bow indicating towards this, I forgot what it was called, I said it 3 times. Oh yeah, title. Now, typefaces. There's a good amount of unity or harmony in the typefaces, however there's also variety. So, we have this typeface, which is consistent throughout. The Robin Hood, even the description on the back is still in this sans serif kind of cool looking typeface that's a little bit blocky, but with the distinction being that this one is in lowercase and this one is in all caps, and so is the title. So that's one way that it's distinct, but also every place where it says Robin Hood has these slashes through it that are like lines or arrows, so I guess that would be a pattern or a motif throughout that gives the title a little bit more oomph and makes it stick out from the rest of the elements or the text elements on the page. Okay. We also noticed this side of the design a lot more than this side, because this side has a whole lot more going on with it as far as contrast and color and emphasis is concerned, and all of the arrows are actually pointing in this direction, so we know to look over here, because this is actually where most of the important information about the film like the brief snapshot of the film. It's going to be right over here with the burning buildings, and we know that there's going to be epic car chase, quote unquote, closest thing they had to cars anyway. There's going to be some kissing. We got our main baddie, our main love interest, all right over here, and then there's sort of just like the side characters that keep everything interesting over there. So that's cool how they thematically did that and like showed us a bit of a trailer of the movie with just the right hand side of this DVD cover. Okay, onto the back cover. First thing I see, there's some leading lines and some radiating lines, and there's a pattern of circles actually back here. So you see these three heads in the center. His is in the very center because he's the main character and therefore the most important. So the point of emphasis on this design, whatever center and looking straight at you, is probably going to be the first thing that you see. So, but besides that, to frame all these, we have these arrows, the feather of the arrows all radiating out from the center there, framing their faces and sort of making it look like there's fire or maybe wings. And it's a very cool effect that it has over there. Then we have these two symmetrical, like mirroring sides of supposedly the good guy and the bad guy. Over here, we've got this same wheel, both sides, same position next to the side character's head, and then another wheel with the side character standing in it. So there's some symmetry there for you. This side is actually very symmetrical. This side is a bit more asymmetrical, intentionally so, and this side is more symmetrical and intentionally so. But it's not like, I'm not saying it's like a symmetrical, it's not like perfectly symmetrical. Only this element right here, this image block is, because all this text sort of messes with the idea of a symmetrical background. Anyway, this guy, Pose, more leading lines, okay? So he's sort of making another triangle like an arrowhead. If you trace the point from the top of his bow to his knee, his toes is pointing inwards, and then as you follow the line from his bow down to his leg, boom, we have another title. And that is what he is indicating towards, I believe. All very cool stuff. I've already touched on the typefaces. Once again, back here, very, very dark in value. It's very cool, very mysterious looking, because this is obviously a mystery, not for the audience, but for the characters involved. This is the point of greatest emphasis because it's got faces, it's got symmetry, it's got interesting angles and circles and symbols. And then we have all this stuff, which sort of follows a grid pattern. Actually, it has a very strong grid pattern, so I guess I can include that element as well. There's a symmetrical grid in here, and some center aligning with equal spacing on both sides. Yeah, I believe that is all the elements that I wanted to cover. All right, I look forward to seeing what you guys have to say.